Hey, good morning. Let me see. My name is Dr. Cheryl Meyer, and I'm live right here on my own profile. I'll put this on YouTube later too if all technical things are working. So I'll show you where I am. Let's see if it turns. Yeah, look. I'm in this beautiful place. Here's the sun. And every time I'm here, I always want to share it. That goes with what I'm here to talk about, right? Maybe I ought to have that in the background. I put this filter on because it reminds me of mystical things. I'm always speaking I'm speaking on one level, but I'm also speaking on higher levels. I want you to choose to enter into these higher levels with me if you're willing, if you're able. And all of us are able because all of us are souls. We're souls here in a physical body, in this consciousness. And so I was saying, every time I'm here, look, love. Every time I'm here, I want to share it with other people because I'll get back to it. Because it's beautiful. And we're souls. We're meant to share beauty. And so I was reminded of the scripture. I was brought up a certain way. I was brought up in the Christian religion, but my grandparents, I think, were Jewish. And I'm also part Native American. So I feel like a mix, and I feel like I'm here to speak to people of all religions. So I always welcome everybody. But I remember a scripture from growing up that says, with the comfort you have received, comfort other people. That which you have received, give to other people. And so, I'll turn this around again. I'm comforted in nature right now. It's so beautiful on this hike. I had to climb to get here, right? So I want to tell you guys that it's a climb to get here. It's not, these things don't come easy. And so just because I'm comforting you with these things, and you can be comforted wherever you are on your path. You can be comforted to know that it's worth every effort you put in. Walk the narrow path, take the higher road. Don't take what's just easy. Don't make it harder for yourself. I've made it so much harder for myself in so many ways, but let me tell you, I'll share with you what I've been comforted through so that maybe one of you can relate with one of these things. I was friends with Elliott Smith, this musician, and I had to go through this horrible grief of when he died. I went through the grief of when we had separation in our friendship, when he was distant because he was using, not around me, he never did. And so I've been through letting go of someone and thinking maybe they'll die because they keep choosing their substance over friendship. But also I'm comforting you with the higher consciousness. He gave me such a connection to higher consciousness. Oh, look, there's this water that's bursting out right now. The fire department's down there. Who knows why? I think that things always happen on my path. They happen so often. And I don't know if they're part of the story. Oh, it just got turned off. So I'm comforting you to tell you this is what I've been through, and this is what you can get through and get to the other side of, is having a dear friendship with someone that just spoke to your soul and woke you up in your soul and taught you how to not judge other people and taught you to have higher consciousness and connect with God through song, through art, through music, through life, through just being present. He was really, really a deep person, but sad, caught in his sad story as well as I was caught in my sad story. So I've been through deep depression and got through to the other side. Many times felt like dying and felt like I didn't belong here, or felt like I was doing something wrong or could never do right, or that I didn't deserve to be here. those were stories I was invested in. I believed from my past, because some of it I know now. I took it on from my parents. I took it on from their own insecurities. I took it on from the collective. You guys, I want you to know, because there have been a lot of, suicides and sad things happening in the last 2 years or so. There's sadness that can be out in the collective, just like there's radio waves and cell phone waves or whatever it is in the collective. And so sometimes you're feeling a deep sadness, and then all this other stuff attaches to you. I want you to know that's not all yours, and you don't have to carry all of that. When we feel burdened down by all of that, then we feel hopeless. And another thing I know as a psychologist, I know because I've had to find these answers to stay alive and to persevere and to live a full life and live and still be here standing. I'm sitting, but I'm still standing. I don't like standing here because people are, they take pictures of this horizon. So I found a spot to be. It's gorgeous here, as you know. I'm just thinking of technical stuff here. To stay standing, to get to the other side of that, I've got there by, so there's thoughts and stuff around you, and you don't need to carry those. When you get into an emotional state, let's say it's a great state and you feel like I'm in love, I felt that the other day. When you feel that, then it feels like that state's going to last forever, and you love it and you want it to last forever, obviously. And your logical brain kind of goes out the window and like, oh, I don't see the flaws. I don't see any red flags, blah, 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 And I warn you to, take a step back and calm yourself down at some point and really choose what's the highest path, what's best for you. But know that when you feel this love, it feels like it's going to last forever. Well, when you feel the sadness, and then you feel the sadness of the rest of the world on top of that, it feels, that's a feeling state. So your logical brain kind of goes offline, and it feels like that sadness is going to last forever. But you can practice teaching yourself that the sadness is not going to last forever. It's just a time. I think of Miss Lauryn Hill's song, "After winter must come spring." Change is inevitable. Change always happens when we're here on this earth. In heaven, let's say there's an eternal sunshine, an eternal day, and our tears will be wiped away. But our tears can be wiped away here. We bring, heaven on this earth. I don't know if you know that, but I know that. And that's part of my calling, is to teach us how to bring truth and love back into these parts of ourselves. I comfort you because I've gotten to the other side of these things. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm saying you're worth real solutions. Don't give yourself these temporary quick fixes that just, make you high in the immediate and temporary, but then make you a slave to those things, make you feel weaker and not as strong to be strengthened in your faith. Faith is like trust that divine love will conquer, that divine love will prevail. Persevere no matter what. I was told this the other day by someone that was comforting me, that one of the greatest virtues of faith is to just keep persevering, keep on keeping on. So that you're here is enough. That's a testament to that. Keep on. You don't know what tomorrow will bring. You don't know. We sometimes, if we've had trauma in our past, I know this, right? I can tell you. Then we make negative predictions about the unknown future. The unknown future is this blank page, but we make negative predictions. We put a negative story in front of us because we have an old brain that's trying to control things, like a primal brain that wants to control. And so it thinks, oh, I'm going to be better prepared by making these negative things, by saying that I'll be prepared for the worst, prepare for the worst by being wise, by choosing love, by not choosing quick fixes, by getting fit, getting strong. Let me see if here, I'll show you the other direction for a second. There. I know my everyone says, like, my case is in the way for a second. Everyone says, like, not to flex, but this is not a pride thing. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. If you look in my past videos or my past stories or whatever, you'll see I went from a size 12 to a size 4 in 11 months because I chose to stop making excuses. Don't make excuses in your life. You are worth more than excuses. But see what happens. I know what happens because I experienced this in my life. Is we believe the worth that our parents showed us, and our parents are only showing us from their they're only showing us from their limited experience, their limited knowledge, their hi, it's Mario, my friend from Costa Rica. Pura vida. Anyway, I got to talk to him yesterday. Pura vida means pure life. Live this high calling. This is what I was just talking to you about. And so I was just talking to you about the same thing. Is this pure life is one where you go for it. See, our parents didn't have the perfect parent manual. They didn't know how to take care of us the best. So they took care of us with their own insecurities, with their own inabilities and abilities. They had strengths and they had weaknesses. Aw, give me a heart. Yes, I love you as well. As I told you last night, I love everybody. I love everybody. Pura vida. Sí. Muchas gracias. All right, so what happens is if our parents only loved us with that limited amount, we learn, okay, we take this inside that we're only worth that amount of love. And so we only give this much effort towards ourselves, towards living the high life, the purest, highest life, instead of getting strong, instead of stop making excuses and just do your freaking yoga, like do your exercise, do what you're called to do. Not everyone is called to that. I don't know why the Orthodox don't agree with that, but anyway, do your push-ups, do 100 push-ups, 50 sit-ups. I'm not saying what, for you, but just learn how to stop making excuses. We make excuses, you see, because if our parents gave us this much love, we learned internally, you're only worth this much love. You're worth the love as big as the sky. You're worth so much more love than a small amount, but you have to learn that. You learn that by living it, by living according to the truth. By taking this comfort that I am giving you, I'm comforting you because this is the comfort that I've received from the divine, from seeking it in the divine, in my cryingest cry places, in my saddest loneliness of getting rejected over and over and over again, and getting, I was very popular in all these different ways as well. I've had the experience of both, being turned away and ran away from by just people that I felt the most connected with, in my soul, and just getting through to the other side of that and asking God continuously for healing for that. But what that did was showed me the broken heart script that I had taken on as a 3-year-old, as even maybe before that. But if you want to know about that, look in my meditation thing. I taught a meditation. It says this meditation will change everything. It's about childhood memories. It's what I just learned at Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny. That man is like a beast, honestly, in wanting people to know truth. And he's not a perfect person either. But he is dedicated to the king path and teaching people how to go on the king path and the queen path, and which is a higher path, and rewriting the technology, let's say, rewriting the messages that you've had internally within yourself that you need to consciously learn how to let go of. I love Eckhart Tolle and The Power of Now. Let me turn this around a little bit. And he teaches how to be deeply in the present moment. And so when you learn how to be deeply in the present moment, not everybody knows this yet, but when you do, then it burns away a lot of this old programming too. You don't always you don't always have to be in your mind burning away this program. You can learn these techniques, but don't get so caught up in them that you have to be going, that you don't know how to be still in the quiet. And so I've been through losing my friends to, to overdose, or to when I was little, one of my closest friends died in a car accident. Just someone that was a mentor to me, and that broke my heart. Someone, Elliot dying and still us not knowing how. It's still an open case. Having to face a really, really dark, lonely places within myself, and getting to the other side of that. I was listening to a class. I was in a class yesterday and continuing my education as a psychologist. I'm a doctor for the last 20 years plus, so I have this experience. I'm not just speaking here, but I speak from what I've experienced. But he was talking about The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, but mostly he was talking about The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. In that moment, he was talking about the battles in the movie version of it. And he says, the battles, don't look at these battles as violent scenes. Look at them as the violence of the wars that go within yourself, and you conquering, and with the help of divine love. Ask divine love. Ask God how you can stay connected to divine love, because that's a resource that you have, that you are part of. I say this all the time, as part Native American, as Matakiwashan, we're all in the mind womb of God. You're in God's dream. So learn how to connect to that power in a good way, and you can walk any high path. You can get through anything to the other side of that. And these aren't just words I'm saying it because I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still, pura vida. And my friend Mario shows up here live, to say that and to send his love. Like, there's miracles that happen all the time. All the time. You start being open to them, and then you experience them, and you experience more love than you ever knew possible. And then you can share this love with other people, but share with people along your way. Celebrate every victory, every time you're still here, smiling or alive, or came to this, or, I just put, be confident. Don't be afraid to be confident. And I have the song Grease with that the other day on a reel. Check out my reels. My reels are always here to encourage you. I'm not doing any of this just to entertain you, but to draw you up higher. And to comfort you, just to pour love into your life. That's what I want to do. That's what I choose to do. No matter what, I choose to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. No matter how many times I fall on my ass, I fall on my face. I choose, because of God's help. He keeps calling me to stand back up, dust off, keep going, keep going, keep bringing the love. I was in prayer this morning, and I was journaling, and in my heart, I was told, go start your walk already, because I was all dressed for this walk. And it's so funny because one of my neighbors was on the path and was right at the end. So he was finishing his bike ride, and I was going, and he's just like, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, yeah, it's like I've been going through divorce 2 years ago. I'm not defined by it, but we filed 2 years ago. It's been just a year of clear and free, if you want to call it like that. I never wanted to be divorced, so that's another thing I've gotten through. And he said, hey, I've been through that too, and it was really rough at first, but I got through it. And it's like, wow. And so that's where that verse came to me, is with the comfort he has received, he comforted me. And that was enough. He also gave me a number for a bike person that could fix my bike so I could bike up here, because all the bikers help out each other. He's like, where's your bike? Here, my mountain bike. There's these beautiful trails up here, but we're all in this together. We're in this together. your comfort and that you've gotten through these things and got to the other side is not just for you. It's for more than you. My comfort, how I've gotten through, is not just for me. It's for more than me. And so also remember what I had said is when you're sad, know that this sadness is not just about you. You could be really empathic and you're picking up on the sadness all over the world. That's not yours to carry. Give that back up to divine love and say, God, help me, help everybody else through their sadness. You can pray for them now. Just lift them up in goodwill. That's all. If you're have an aversion to the word prayer, your life is a prayer because you're a song. You're a living poem. You're a poem. Dostoevsky says, in the end, the world will be saved by beauty. You are this beauty. You are this beauty. Let love flow through you and flow through you to other people. Then this love will be what reigns all over this earth. This light will be what people see and pick up on instead of all this sadness and depression, right? Know that that's not yours, so give it back up to divine and ask divine to help all of those people and help you through yours so you can be strong and be courageous and have courage and don't take quick fixes because all that does is masks your pain. It numbs you in the moment. It's like if I yelled at a kid or something, if I yelled at someone, I might feel powerful in the moment because it gives me this burst of energy because when I'm so depressed, I don't feel energy, but it's cheating. It's taking that energy, and then I feel worse because those kids, they remember those words just like we remember them from our parents. Ask God to erase those words and write in new words in your own heart, and ask to help you with your anger. Let your anger be fuel for you to do right, to do good, to seek what is true love and high love, and not to run after quick fixes that numb your brain, that keep you more and more addicted to quick dopamine highs. That's what social media can do, Don't be addicted to your likes. You're worth so much more than your likes and your loves. But share, for the love of God, share sincere people. Share our stuff so that this can permeate, this can dominate instead of the old. I don't know all the formulas for how they do all those other things. I know to be real. And sometimes real doesn't sell, right? So we must do that. We must share the news. This is like a grassroots movement, right? Be the love you wish to see in this world. Stop worrying about if some guy is going to like you or some girl is going to like you. Start working on this relationship you have with the divine and with yourself, Go back to that meditation I have for the memory of your childhood and see what choices you made to try to control your outer environment. We go to fight, flight, freeze, or please. This is one that I'm picking up on. We go to please because we think we have to please in order to be liked. Stop operating that way. I encourage you. You choose. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying I chose to stop operating that way, and now I'm conscious when I go into pleasing. I did in day before yesterday, I think, yeah. And it was just was like, what am I doing? Catch yourself. You'll catch yourself. And when you're aware, you catch yourself, you're already changing. So I've been through a divorce. I've been through really deep depression. I've been through anxiety. I've been through a lot of school. I got my doctorate. I've been through being way overweight and now being lean and strong. I've been through losing people I've lost. I've been through loving people and not feeling loved back, I think Trent Shelton, he says, you get what you settle for. But we're only settling because we're believing some small definition of ourselves. Stop believing in that. Stop settling for that within yourself. Don't settle for the excuses. Don't settle for the low path. Settle for the best. Go for the best. Run the race as if you're going through the Olympic victor's crown. You run this race well, and you do it well. And sometimes you run by sitting still in nature and being silent and listening to how nature comforts you, because nature is connected to the divine, and you are divine. You are your soul made out of the spark of God. You carry that. You are that. I wish you love. I'm going to wrap this up. Much love, peace, and love.